CS7. We are working on movies today. We are still in sequel. We already finished the first version. This one hopefully will be a little bit faster. I'll explain the things that I think you need to know while we're going through, but let's get right into this. The first is to write a SQL query to list the titles of all movies released in 2008. So we need title from movies where year is 2008. So we should have 3 inputs. So let's get into that. Select title from movies, and it's going to be where the year is 2008. So CD movies, SQLite 3 movies.db .schema, and here's our table. Now the table tells you everything that you'll need to know in it. I've already gone through this and I'm assuming that you have as well. I'm also assuming that you've read the instructions under movies where it explains the different various people and the ID and ratings and things like that. So these solutions are assuming that you know what things exist in those tables. If you don't, make sure to open that table and view them so you know what is in there and what you can extrapolate from that. Alright, so moving on to Emma Stone, it asks, write a SQL query to determine the birth year of Emma Stone. So we have the birth year of a person where their name is a certain thing. So again, we have 3 functions here. So let's see how we would write that. So we're going to select birth from people where the name is equal to, and you got to put it in quotes, Emma Stone. And then we will close that out. And since that's a short one here, we'll just run that query. 1988. Perfect. Alright, so let's move on to number 3. Number 3 is a SQL query for the titles of all movies with a release date of 2018 or after in alphabetical order. So we have title of movies where we have a specific year and then we have an order. So we should have at least 4 inputs. So let's get into that. Clear this out and we're going to select title from movie. So now we have our titles. The next thing is we want the year. So where the year is equal to 2018. So it was actually, let me see here, on or after 2018. So we have greater than or equal to. So we have greater than or equal to 2018. And then we wanted them sorted by title, right? So order by title, and we're going to do ascending. Select title from movie where the year is greater than or equal to 2018. Let me just fix that. Order by title ascending. From movies, I think it is. So let's copy this. Switch movie to movies with plural. Paste that. Number 4 is asking us to write a SQL query to determine the number of movies with an IMDb rating of 10. So we want to count the number of movies where the ratings are equal to a perfect 10. So not a less than moment, nothing like that. So this one's going to be a little bit different than something that maybe you've seen in the past, but it's going to be select, and we're going to do count with the asterisk here in the parentheses from ratings, and it's going to be where the rating is equal to 10.0, and that's their scale on IMDb, which you would have seen in schema. So we're going to check this one because there's not going to be that many. So we have 23 movies with a rating greater than or equal to 10, which is exactly what it asked us for. So let's move on to number 5 here. We want to write a SQL query to list the titles and release years of all Harry Potter movies in chronological order. This one, though, wants you to have 2 columns and wants you to have the Harry Potter title and the release year of each movie. So while the code is pretty simple, it's actually going to be written a little bit of a different way. So we have the title, we need the year, and we need them sorted by release year. So we want 2 columns sorted ascending order. So we're going to do select, and we're going to do title, comma year. Those are the 2 things we want, right? From movies. And then we want where the title is like, and we used this last time in our last thing, so it's going to be like, we're going to put quotes, Harry Potter, and we're going to use our wildcard, so no matter what comes after Harry Potter, it will search for it. And we're going to order by, we're going to do year, ascending, and that should give us our 2 columns that we're looking for. So let's run a quick check. Perfect. So now we have them in ascending order, years 2001 through 2017. So let's move on to number 6 here real quick. So number 6 is a query to determine the average rating of all movies released in 2012. And we're looking for a table with a single column and a single row. So we have average rating from the ratings, right? And where the movie ID is from movies where the year is 2012. So let's see what that looks like real quick. So we're going to do select average, and we're going to do AVG, and this time it's going to be the average rating, right? Because that's what we want to average out. From the ratings where the movie ID in, and now we're going to use select ID from movies where year is equal to 2012. And we'll close that out. And let's see if this gives us what we're looking for. Clear this one out. So the average rating is 6.2 and so on. So we have a single row and a single column, which is what we were looking for. Perfect. Number 7 is a query to list all movies released in 2010 and their ratings in descending order by ratings. With the same rating, order them alphabetically by title. So this one's going to be a little bit more complex. So we have the title, the ratings, then we're going to have the ratings and the movie ID, and we have a specific year, and then we need to organize it by rating and title if the ratings are the same. So for this one, we're going to have select m.title, r rating from movies m, and we're going to join ratings are on m.id, which equals r.movie underscore ID. And we're going to do that where the year m.year equal to 2010, in order by the r.rating descending followed by m.title ascending. Let's see how this works out for us. Alright, so let's see here. The 10 is at the top. We are going down. Here's a couple of 9.4s. We have I, K, L, L, M, N. So we are sorting it not just by their rating, which is top to bottom, but we also did it alphabetically if they have the same rating. So this is going to come out just fine. Now, if you guys wanted maybe a less complex way to do this, I already have one typed out for you, but you could have done select movies.title, comma, ratings.rating from ratings, where you join movies on movies.id equal to ratings.movie underscore ID, where the movies.year equals 2010, order by ratings.rating descending, movies.title ascending. So that one's a little bit longer, but perhaps has less complex joining. If you guys are new to SQL, that one will work as well. So again, you're welcome to use either one of these. That one should work for you. I'm going to clear that one out and go with my original one here, but that one should work as well. So let's get on to number 8 now. So number 8 wants a query to list the names of all people who starred in Toy Story. Output a table with a single column for the name of each person. We may assume that there's only one movie with the title Toy Story, which actually is going to be important. So let's see what that one looks like. We're going to move on to 8 here. And for something like that, we're only looking for the names of people, right? So select p.name from people p, and we're going to join stars s on p.id equal to s.person underscore ID. And we're going to join movies m on s.movie underscore ID equals movie.m.id. And finally, it's going to be where the m.title is equal to Toy Story. End quote. And let's see how many this outputs. We're going to clear this real quick and paste that. Title. So copy this, paste, and there you have it. And again, if you're looking for a more new way to do this, perhaps, you can select people.name from people stars movies, where people.id is equal to stars.person_id, and the stars.movie_id is equal to the movie ID, and the movies.title is equal to Toy Story. So that's another way to do it. Again, a little bit longer there, but perhaps something that is easier to understand for someone who's newer to SQL. Either one of them will work. I'm going to go with the one that I had. We're going to move on to number 9 here. So this one, we need to list the names of all people who starred in a movie released in 2004, ordered by birth year. We should output a table with a single column for the name of each person. People with the same birth year may be listed in any order. No need to worry about people who have no birth year listed, so long as those who do have a birth year are listed in order. If a person appeared in more than one movie in 2004, they should appear in your results only once. So we're looking for a name, person who starred in a movie with a specific birth year, and the movie of an alternate year. So that's going to look like this. So this time we're going to select, but we're going to select distinct. And P, person, name, from, people, P, and we're going to join stars, S, on, person.id, where it's equal to the star.person_id, and we're going to join movies, M, on, star.movies_id equals movie.id, and we're going to do that where the movie.year is equal to 2004, and we're going to order by person, P, birth year, semicolon, and that should give us what we need. Let's run this real quick. Looks like I have an error here in movies.id, and that's because it should just be singular. Let's try that again. And while that's running, and hopefully and should be right, let's move on to number 10 here. Number 10 is a query to list the names of all people who have directed a movie that received at least a 9.0. We should have a single column with the name of each person. If that person directed a movie that had at least 9.0 more than once, they should still only appear one time. So we're looking for a distinct person from the people. We're looking for the directors of the movies where the ratings are at least 9.0. So we're going to have at least 5 inputs there. We're going to have select, and again, distinct, right? We only want them to appear once. So person.name, p.name, from people, P. I'm going to join directors, D, on p.id equal to d.person_id. And now we're going to do join the movies. So join movies, M, on director.movies_id equals to m.id, movies.id. And we're going to join the ratings, I'm going to call that R, on the movie.id, where it's equal to the rating.movie_id. Finally, we need where the r.rating is greater than or equal to 9.0. So let's clear this one out, paste this, and this should return a list of directors once I make movies singular again that have directed 9.0s or higher. And while that's running, let's go ahead and move on to number 11 here. We need a query to list the titles of the 5 highest rated movies in order that Chadwick Boseman has starred in with the highest rated. So in this one we have a title from movies that star the person's name, where we're joining the ratings, and the movie where it's Chadwick Boseman, and we're going to order it by descending, and we're only going to do the top 5. So it should be about 7 different things in here. So we're going to do them in order. So the first thing we're going to do is select m.title from movies, M, join stars S on movie.id equal to s.movie_id, join people P on S person_id equals to p.id, join ratings R on m.id equal to r.movie underscore id, where the person's name is equal to Chadwick Boseman, end quote, and we're going to order by r.rating ascending, and we're going to limit that to 5. We're going to move our semicolon down there, copy this, clear this, paste that, and we have movie ID. So let's fix that misspelling real quick. Clear that, try it again. Alright, so we accidentally had a space in front of the name Chadwick, so we're going to go ahead and remove that out, copy and paste that down here with our current limits and see if we get this thing right. And in addition to the spacing error, it's Chadwick Boseman, not Chadwick Boseman, so we're going to try one more time. This should get us what we're looking for. And there you have it. So that one works out. Let's move on to number 12 here. We're looking for a query to list the titles of all movies in which Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter were starred in, right? So in this one we need a movie title from the movies. We need stars, right? We need Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter from persons with a name in a title, and we need a count. So we should have about 7 of them in here. So let's get into this one real quick. So let's clear this out, move on to number 12 here. And for this one, we're going to start with the first thing it asked us for. So we need to select titles from movies, right? So to select, and it's going to be m.title from movies M. And now we need to find our stars. So we need to join stars on m.id. So it's going to be join stars s on m.id equal s.movie underscore id. So now we have the title and we have the movies and we have the stars and we have the movie ID. So now we need the name of the 2 actors and then we need to group them. So let's start with the names. So we need join people p on s.person underscore id equal p.id, and now we need to find the names of those 2 people. So we need where p.name in, and we're going to put Johnny Depp, end that quote, and for the and we're going to use the comma, and we're going to do Helena Bonham Bonham Carter, and we're going to close that one out, and we'll end that parenthesis. So finally we needed it grouped by single column with only the title of each movie, so we're going to do group by, and in this case we need to do the m.title. Let's spell that right. And the last thing we're going to do is having a count, right? So we need to count only the distinct movies, right? So having count, and we're going to do distinct p.name, and it's going to be equal to 2. That should give us what we're looking for. So let me see real quick. It is not have, it's having. That's on me. Having count. So try this again. And hopefully that's the right output there. Let's move on to number 13. We need a SQL query to list the names of all the people who starred in a movie in which Kevin Bacon also starred. So your query should put out a table of a single column of the name of each person. There may be multiple named Kevin Bacon in the database. Make sure we select only Kevin Bacon born in 1958. Kevin Bacon himself should not be appearing in this list. So this is going to be a long one. We're going to need names from people. We need stars from the persons in the movies where the movie ID is, and then we have to select from movies where there are stars and that person includes Kevin Bacon. It's going to be kind of a long one, so let's get into this one here. Let's clear this out and move on to 13. So the first thing we want to do is select p.name from people P. And we need to join stars s on p.id equal to s.person underscore id. Now we need to join movies m on. We're going to do s.movie underscore id equals m.id, where the m.id is going to be in, and now we have to begin our selects, right? So we need to, oh, did that go in there right? Perfect, okay. So we need to select, we're going to do m.id, so movie ID, from movies, m, and we're going to join the stars, s. We're going to do that on m.id equal to s.movie underscore ID, and then we're going to join the people p on s.person underscore ID, and that's going to be equal to p.id. Finally, we're going to have where the p.name is equal to, and it's going to be in quotes, Kevin Bacon, end quote, and that person's birth year, so p.birth, is going to be equal to specifically 1958. So hopefully there's not more than one Kevin Bacon born in 1958, although it didn't indicate that there were. That would be strange. And then we're going to do and p.name must be equal to, cannot be equal to Kevin Bacon. So this is going to give us all of the people with Kevin Bacon except for Kevin Bacon himself. So let's paste that here. And again, I made movie singular, so let's make it plural. Copy that, clear this, paste that. And it looks like we have a list of all of the people that were in a movie with Kevin Bacon. So the first thing we're going to do here is .exit, just to get out of SQLite. And then we're going to go through our check here real quick, because a lot of those returned a lot of rows, so we didn't actually run a check on all of them. I mean, 10,000 rows I think one of them was, so let's run the check right now. Alright, so it's showing me that I have an error on number 11 where it should be Black Panther, not message from the king. And number 3, it says no such table movie. So let's start with the Chadwick Boseman one here. So going back to 11, we have select title from movies, join stars, join movies. So let's try this. Maybe I had this backwards. So let's try descending. Copy this, fix this, get rid of this here, paste this query in here. And now we have 42 Black Panther, Marshall. Alright, so I had it in ascending order and it's supposed to be in descending order, so that should be fine there. So let's go ahead and run our check again real quick. So .exit, clear this out, run our check. And there you go, everything comes back good. Thanks for hanging in there. I know SQL gets pretty complicated in the end. Hopefully there were a couple of different examples I was able to show you that can kind of keep you up to date with SQL. The trick for SQL is you need to identify what it is you're looking for and how you're going to work with those things together. Also, the trick with SQL is practice makes perfect, so don't feel bad if it gets really easy starting numbers 1 through 5 and then beyond 5, especially in the ladders 11, 12, and 13 in particular, get more difficult. So hang in there. Appreciate you sticking with me. This is week 7. That was movies. I am Devin. You are awesome. See you guys soon.